Hey everyone, Leo with the Dreaming Tree, and welcome to the assembly video for our diamond treat box. A very simple freebie, as you can see here. It's one piece for the main structure. We've got some panels to make it shiny, and it's a good size for a small gift. And who doesn't love a diamond? So we're gonna put this together, and it's not gonna take that long, again, pretty quick. Now, if this is your first time crafting with us, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you get notifications anytime we release a new product, whether it be paid or free, or so that you know when we go live. But anyway, okay, so now normally I would take these panels and I would glue them down onto this structure while it was flat, but we're actually not gonna have much of a border around the perimeter of each of these pieces. So I'm actually gonna assemble that or put the panels on while this is together, just to make sure I get it as accurate as possible. So before you start gluing, you do want to go around and fold everything at the score marks. We have a series of tabs and some flaps, and obviously we have the sides of, or the sides of the box, the little corners. But let's get our glue flowing, and you want to find this tab here and apply some glue to it. It's the only tab that connects these two sections together, so find that. I do like to use my finger to spread that glue out nice and thin, all the way out to the very edge. And you're going to take this piece and pop it right on top of that tab. Try to get it nice and aligned. And you can technically take it and fold it flat. Once you have that piece on the tab, take it and fold it flat, because if it folds flat and sits nice and flat like that, you know that you've got it lined up perfectly. Okay, so that's all it takes to form that. Now the next thing we're going to do, you'll notice that we have a series of little triangular tabs here. We need to connect these, and we're going to do so at an angle to create the diamond shape. I don't really think it matters where we start, but because this piece is a little bit heavier, I'm going to anchor this first. Okay, let me move this out of the way, and we'll begin by putting glue on this little tab here. Okay, and just like we did with that larger tab, I'm gonna thin it out a little bit with my finger and press that down. So we're tucking the tab behind the neighboring section that is exactly like this one. I'm gonna press that down, and then we can move on to the next one. Now, if you are not able to move along as fast as I am, chances are you may be using too much glue. So you really just need a very thin layer of glue on that tab. And of course it always helps to make sure that you cover that entire tab. Okay, so I'm just taking this next side, pushing it up against that tab, making sure it's all nice and lined up. Should have a nice crisp seam. Now this was actually cut with my Cricut Maker, which of course has the ability to create solid score lines. You'll find the solid scoreline version of this project inside the SVG folder in the extras section, in which case you'll upload the entire project. I think it's only 2 files, so both files in there you need to upload. Okay, so just putting glue on the next tab and connecting the next section. Just going to go through one by one here until we have all of the tabs glued into place. And again, you can see how quickly I'm moving through these tabs here, and it's because I'm not overdoing it with the glue, and also because I'm thinning it out. Okay, and we'll grab this side and then pop it right up against that tab. Try to line it up as accurately as you can. Okay, and then once we have the actual shape constructed, we're going to take and apply our little overlays, our little panels. Okay, so now moving on to this one, we got 2 more of these little tabs to glue, and we're not actually going to glue anything as far as the lid goes because we want to be able to open and close this. Okay, and that's just going to slide in, and I'll show you here in just a second how that's going to work. Okay, so I've got glue on that tab, taking this section, aligning it with that tab, and give that a couple squeezes, and then finally we've got this tab here. Now, if you can get your glue nozzle in there, that's fine. I'm not really having much of a problem doing so. And if not, you could always throw a little bit on there, grab a scrap piece of paper and just use that to dab it and spread that glue out. Get it nice and thin all the way out to the edge of the tab, and then bring that in, line it up, and press and hold for just a moment. Okay, so there it is. Very simple, obviously. Okay, so it's together. We've got these 3 tabs here to hold it up, and then these are 2 little flaps. So when we pop it in, just take it and pop it right in there. Should close nicely. All right, so now that we have that constructed, we can take and apply our panels. Okay, the idea with this is we tried to minimize the amount of white space that was showing up so it in fact look like a diamond all the way around. Okay, so my suggestion here is to obviously do one at a time. Get your glue flowing, and we'll start with the little triangular overlays for the bottom. And if you did happen to get too much glue in any section, again, your finger is your best friend. Okay, and we'll take that, just line it up, and just make sure it stays on that surface. Okay, you can get your finger in there if you need to. And just do your best to align that as accurately as you can. Nice and centered, okay? That looks pretty good. Just make sure it's making contact all the way around. And this is where you want to try to not, if you're using like a foil like I am, this is like a foil, it's almost like a holographic sort of paper. If you're using that, just keep in mind that they are a lot easier to blemish with glue. So if your glue is flown way too much and you get some on your finger and accidentally rubs off on the surface, you may end up with a little splotch that is unsightly. So just be careful. Okay, so I'm going to take the next piece, I'm going to line it up, and you'll see that we are going to have a little bit of the white showing, but not as much as usual, because usually we intentionally leave a little border around the perimeter of our projects. Okay, but in this case, I tried to make it as seamless as possible. Okay, so that's looking cool. And it's still, you can still see a little bit of the white, but that's not a bad thing. It still looks good. All right, so we'll go around the horn here and get the remaining panels glued down, nice and easy on the glue. I just opened this glue bottle and it is really flowing heavily. So just, again, if you get a little too much on there, just spread it out nice and thin with your finger. Cool thing is too, as long as you don't get it all over the actual face of the paper, if a little bit of glue squeezes out around the perimeter, because we're putting it on white, it's not that big of a deal. You're not really going to see it too much. Typically, when that glue comes out and it does leave a residue, it's not as visible on white as it would be on a black or a darker color. Okay, and I'm just using my table to press down. Okay, all right, moving on here, I've got 3 more to go, and then we'll just put the top section on. We've got one more panel that goes on the actual lid, and it's got a little, mechanism on there to help us keep this thing closed. Okay, nice and thin on the glue. Moving right along here to the next side. Just get those as centered as you can on there. Okay, and again, you can definitely just pop that on the side that we just put the panel on and press from the inside. That way, we also avoid touching the surface of that holographic paper in case we do have a little bit of glue on our fingers. Okay, and you can see how nice that's coming out. Anyway, got a couple more here to go, and then we'll do the top. And again, this is a great little gift box. Great for a little party favor, for a birthday maybe. Obviously, maybe an engagement party. A little favor for an engagement party. I'm sure the bride would love that. Not quite as much as the engagement ring, I'm sure, but this would be pretty cool. Obviously, great for maybe an anniversary. And a number of other things that I'm sure you could come up with. I never really know how these pieces will be used exactly. I can only guess the obvious stuff, but hey, you know, there's things I obviously don't think of, but I do get excited when I see pieces like this being used for things that I wouldn't have thought of. So whatever your project is, if you think this is what you need, then I'm sure you won't have a problem with it. Okay, so just putting that last one on. That looks good. All right, let's close this for a second, get it out of the way, and then we'll put the next section on here. These guys here. Okay, and as you can see, we do want to try to get that as centered as possible. We are going to have a little bit of white there, but not much. And that's okay. It's really hard to make pieces like this seamless, mostly because of one, machine error. In this case, as much as I love the, what's it called? The solid score lines, they don't fold perfectly every single time. That can throw some things off. And then also, obviously, there's the element of human error while doing the assembly, especially if you're just starting off with 3D paper crafts like this. You may not always get those tabs lined up perfectly. That's something that comes with a little bit of time and experience. So in this case, you know, I've got a little bit of that white showing, and it's really doesn't take away from it, I don't think. I mean, we're really, if we could make real diamonds out of paper, probably would have cashed out and retired a long time ago. Okay, but anyway, I'm just going around the horn here, like I said, and that did not stay on there very well. Probably because I didn't get enough glue on there. Okay, again, thinning it out if necessary, spreading it out, and we'll try that again. And don't worry about perfection, just strive for excellence. That's how you're gonna have fun with this and grow and learn and get better. If this is your first time doing a 3D paper project and you're like, oh, I don't know about this, I'm kind of intimidated, well, it's okay. You're not the first person that I've heard say that, but honestly, I could understand if you didn't have a video to watch, how it could be intimidating, but our freebies and our paid products, we have videos for every single one of them. So, I mean, you can always watch the video first before you download or go through any of the process. And if you think you can handle it, then just download it and give it a shot. It'll cost you, you know, maybe depending on what kind of paper you're using, it'll cost you maybe, well, since it's 2 sheets, not even 2 full sheets, I don't know, 50 cents. 60 cents to try it out. Okay, doing my best here to get it nice and centered. Also, kind of looking at this one here just to make sure that everything's sort of on the same plane as well. And definitely want to take a look at the perimeter of each of these pieces. Just make sure everything is nice and flush against the main structure. Okay, so we got a couple more to go. And we'll put the top on. Okay, get that nice and aligned. Yeah, just do your best to try to get that as aligned as possible. I'm going to use my table, so I just put it down flat on this surface where I just put that tab, and I'm pressing down from the inside. And that really allows me to get a lot more pressure on there. And a second here. There we go. Just makes it dry a lot faster. All right, so moving right along here, I've got a couple more to go. And then there's a, what we did to secure this, to close it, there's a little mechanism on there that we're gonna use a tiny little, it's a little Velcro dot, actually. Okay, get that in place, just going around the perimeter. There we go, and the last one. I'm wondering if you can fit a gift card in there. That'd be kind of cool. If not, you can always enlarge this. I don't know exactly how much you can enlarge it. I didn't look at that. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to put a gift card in here. Okay, get that nice and centered onto the white section there. There we go. There it is. And I'm going to put that down on my surface. And that might be a little difficult just because of that piece. There we go. Okay, so let's close this up. There we go. And now we're going to take and put this piece on top like this. Okay, and you can see the little mechanism that we added there. And that is what is going to, that's where we're going to put our little Velcro dot. Okay, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put glue on this entire surface here. There we go. And I think it would be a good idea to spread that out to the edge. That glue is drying up pretty quick for me. Okay, just remember to have this little piece on the side opposite of the side that this is already hinged on, obviously. Okay, and I may need to reapply the glue because it's getting kind of tacky really quick, which I'm not really sure why. Okay, let me press that down. Let me use my table again. Anytime you can use your table like this, you definitely want to, because it will prevent any bending or creasing of the piece that you're working on, and it just makes everything a lot quicker. Okay, so that looks good. It's in. We'll pop these little flaps in, and then we're gonna just put our little Velcro dot right here, which I have in this little guy here. Okay, so this is a Velcro dot. It's got backing on both sides. I'm going to take the backing off of one side. Okay, so I'm still holding it on the backing on the other side. We'll pop it right there. Try to get that nice and centered so it's not visible. Then take the backing off the other side. Okay, so I've got both sides of the Velcro on there. I'm going to close it, and I'm going to take this and press it down against the outside. Okay, make sure, give it a good little push so that it actually sticks to this. And now, I peel it off, and there it is. Okay, so there's Velcro here and Velcro here. That way it lines up perfectly. You don't have to guess where to put it. And now it's nice and closed as well. And I'm just gonna finish it off by, might as well add a little rhinestone right here on the handle. That way, it'll be a little more visible so that your recipient will know how to open it up. Okay, just throw a little glue on there and throw my rhinestone right in the center. And there we have it. Well, that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if this is your first time with us, well, that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you're new to the website, know that anything you try from our website is going to come with an assembly video. You'll find that embedded on the product page, and you can also browse our products and watch the videos on our YouTube channel. So again, take a moment, hit that subscribe button, also hit that bell so you get notifications. And if you make this or anything from our ladies only bundle, I would love to see it, and so would the rest of our community. So head over to your Facebook and do a search for Dreaming Tree Group, or you can type in this little URL that you see here at the bottom of your screen. So anyway, happy diamond making, and as always, I look forward to crafting with you again. Hey, thanks for crafting along with me. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out some of our other videos, and also please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to visit our site and check out our free SVG section, where we have over 140 free SVG files complete with assembly videos. I look forward to crafting with you soon.